So, Fantastic Four First Steps just came out, and I can gladly say that finally we have a good Fantastic Four movie that paints the Four as colorful heroes and an actual family. The first part of this movie hammers that point home with a nice montage of the Four protecting people, and this really helps just show the tone of this movie. It's similar to Superman on how hopeful it is. And while the movie doesn't continue with this tone, it never goes into that Marvel genericness. And I think this is partly because the humor in this movie is so different. Now, don't get me wrong. This movie isn't a comedic masterpiece or anything like that. Comedy is, after all, subjective. But even when the joke doesn't land, it never felt like a generic Marvel joke. It always felt like something the characters would say to one another.
As a family.
And speaking of the characters, they were all great. Reed showed off actual emotion and wasn't just the smart guy who doesn't understand love. Also, unlike Superman, this movie has very little out-of-place exposition. And with Reed Richards in this movie, that's fantastic.
Say that again?
Sue was protective and had just the right amount of fiery attitude and wasn't just eye candy, which is pretty fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Johnny actually cared about his family and didn't act like a brat who doesn't want to be there.
How about two guys, a girl, and the thing that nobody wanted?
Ben probably had the least going on, but a background role kind of works for him. It emphasizes him just being supportive. And hey, it could have been worse. We could have had another friend fight with Reed.
So you remember my name now, do you?
I'm no good to you, to anyone. This is all my fault.
Bruh.
The Silver Surfer is also in this movie, and I really liked the stuff with Johnny. It was nice, and it made her sacrifice feel deserved, and not stupid. Also, we didn't have any storytelling stuff. Galactus was in this movie too, and he looked cool. They gave him enough explanation and enough backstory, but he's not like a Thanos or a Doom who can take center stage with any sort of real emotion. He's a pretty simple character. Speaking of simplifying things, thank God we skipped that origin story. We have had this origin attempted 3 times, and it has failed 3 times. Now, it's not impossible to do an origin story for the Four, but if you do that, you have to focus a lot on the emotions of our characters. And if you cram in a Doom origin into that and you try and make them fight, you get a bad movie. So, probably just best to skip that.
Say that again?
Once again, we have a lack of action in this movie. It would have been nice if we had a little action scene, maybe of Mole Man sort of rioting to take over the tower midway through the movie when they revealed they weren't going to give up the kid. But either way, the action that was there, however, was actually good. It made the Four seem really unique and fun. Kinda screws over my point about this being a negative, but oh well. The fake out death at the end also was pretty bad. Sue living past this movie was already spoiled for us by the Doomsday Shares. So putting a fake out death in this for a character we know survives is stupid. And also, while I appreciate not throwing Doom in here to complicate the movie, showing him in an end credit scene really begs the question, what the fuck was he doing all movie? Also, the fact that they didn't show his face probably means we're getting 2 Dooms. But that's me getting ahead of myself. Either way, this movie was great. Fuck Fan Four Stick. Fuck you, Fox, for not giving us this sooner. Fantastic Four is fun again. I can't wait to see these guys alongside the Avengers. 8 out of 10.
Guys, I got it. Ready? Yeah.